There we go. All right. I like how it tells you in the corner what it's actually broadcasting. Look, I greened everything. Because we, last impromptu stream, we did a couple quests real quick so that I could do more stuff in between streams, because I like to. And I don't know, did I make the turtle outfit last time? Very appropriately made the turtle outfit. I've been busy. So I greened everything up. The other thing I did. I have found the whole map. I just went through and like got everything explored. I didn't pick up anything that I would want to pick up on stream. I've just like cleared the map so that I could see everything. Because that's always the first thing I do in any game is I go and get the map. So you want to see something really cute? I built this house preemptively for Lillian because I know she's going to ask for one, and she sleeps in it already. She's the only one that does now too. It's kind of funny. It amuses me. All right. We need to bake some bread for. Oops. For Saffron. Any meat on me? Do. I'm trying to think of it. Oh, wait for that to. So I redid the bathhouse. Now, before I started, like, streaming this, I wanted to make a big, beautiful, furrow field, like, while I was still here, because I really liked that challenge of, like, making, like, a proper village while you're still there and making everything look nice. And so I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and this is heavily influenced, borrowed, copied from, I just linked it in chat, this YouTuber. So I thought I would link that and let everyone know that it's not actually my own design. I just saw it in her YouTube video and fell in love with it and had to, like, recreate. It's a little bit different than what's in the video. Like, in the video she has, like a heat source here for the little spa, and then she's like, it's not quite exactly the same as this, but I really liked hey, shh, I'm admitting it, and I'm not using it in any contests. That is the difference. But anyways, I really liked the window to, like, watch out while you bathed. I thought that was really cute. So, I'm being attacked. Look at that ghost over there. Anyways, so, that is what I did, and that was my building challenge to myself, is to make, because I've never made anything like this, so I was just like, yes, I'm gonna make something, I'm gonna make this. And I heavily drew off of hers, even the fields a little bit, like where they are, not so much like how they're done, but like, yeah, if you just watch like the first minute of the video that I linked, and when I post this over to YouTube, I will be linking it there as well, so that people know, because you gotta show your sources, man. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I did. I greened. I did the the bathhouse, and then, yeah. And now we can get the story going some more. Saffron, come get your bread. Goodness me, Aura, did you really bake a loaf of bread? The High Priest Hargon will surely strike you down for such a sin. Although, could I? Honestly, Saffron, Aura went to all that trouble to cook you a meal, and this is how you thank her? I'm sorry about my sister Aura. She's very grateful that you made us this loaf of bread. I love that Lillian just barges in. It's us. It's for us. It's not for Saffron. It's for us. That you made us this loaf of bread, and she would be even more grateful for a little taste. May we? Yes. Thank you. Finally, something to quell the thunderous rumbling from our stomachs. I'm sure you could make all kinds of delicious dishes from the vegetables you have growing here. If I were a builder, I would try putting anything and everything on a bonfire. Who knows what wonderful new meals you might invent. Here, take these for the bread. But I'm afraid I cannot offer you any more assistance than that. I cannot abandon my faith to the children of Hargon so easily. Oh, almighty Hargon, spare me your punishment. I pray one day I shall see the builder's works reduced to rubble. You have my word. Thank you again for baking that bread for me, Aura. It was ever so delicious. Actually, you see... Really now, Saffron, what are you mumbling about this time? If there's something you want Aura to make for you, stop wasting her time and say it. What my sister is trying to tell you, Aura, is that ever since you made us that bread, we've become rather enamored with the idea of doing some cooking ourselves. If we had a special room to do it in, like the room we're in, just think of all the incredible meals we could make. Wouldn't that just be wonderful? Aura, if you would be so kind, could you build us a room with a chest, like that one over there, 3 sacks of wheat, like those, and 2 stacks of firewood, and 3 bonfires. Like, a little more than 3 bonfires, but there you go, Saffron. Right ahead of you. Oh my, Aura, it's wonderful. It's just what I've always wanted. Aura, I... Honestly now, Saffron, if you have something to say, just come out and say it. Aura, I want to use the kitchen you made. I want to cook. So if you would be so kind to put any ingredients you find in the chest, we shall make meals of them. But we're not builders like you. We can't invent new recipes. We can only copy the meals you've made. So I would urge you to experiment and come up with as many delicious dishes as you can. We'll put all our creations back in the chest in the kitchen, so if you're ever feeling peckish, have a look inside. Wait, something's coming. Uh-oh. I have all my wheat. Does everybody have a sword? Who wants a sword? You don't want a sword. You have a sword. You have the good sword. You have the almost good sword. I think so. Oh wait. Yeah, that guy has a sword too. Alright. Let's do it. Let's make sure we're fed. It looks like the children of Hargon are massing up for a big attack, Aura. A real battle? Finally, I'm so excited. I can't even. Do you reckon they want to, like, smash the whole farm up? I suspect that is exactly their intention. We must do everything within our power to defeat them. If you haven't already, could you do us a solid and kit us out with the sweetest weapons you can? The better our gear, the better our chances, right? What do you say, Aura? Are we ready for battle? I think so, yes. Good, it's been ages since the last big fight, and I've been itching for some action. Let's get out there and make the most of it. I love that Malroth spawns on top of my gate. Oh, they all do. That's great. Hey! I can get tossed around the battlefield now and then barely take any hits because the turtle armor is the best. It's weird to me that they brought the purple ones, because the purple ones are usually friendly unless they see another monster attacking you. It's those awful yellow ones that are the horribly aggressive ones. The slug things is what I'm talking about. Yay! Victory! Gosh, Aura, that was an even tougher fight than the one before. It seems like the children of Hargon really have it in for us. It is lamentable, Rosie, and yet unavoidable. I do not see any way to broker a peace between us. Aura, do you know of the Brainy Badboon? I am a mere pastor, but he is the primate of Furrowfield. Not only does he outrank me by far, but he has control over the island. But his control over the island is absolute. He is away at present, but when he returns, I will attempt to make him see reason. I may be able to convince him of the Daitree's value. But this mere sapling will not sway him. If I am going to stand any chance of proving its worth, we must grow the Deitree to her full height. All right then, Al. So, when are you actually going to get your hands dirty and start helping us? What? Yeah, Malroth's right. You live here on the farm with all of the rest of us builders. When are you going to join in? You expect me, an avatar of destruction, to become a builder? It is an interesting proposal. I will grant you that. Perhaps I may even consider it. One day. Alright, it's a deal. Come on, Aura. Let's grow 2 more types of crops, complete the pastor's tasks, and make this place the finest farm on Furrowfield. Let's do it, everyone! I'm so glad we were able to defend ourselves against those awful monsters. But we might not be so lucky next time. That's why we need to find some more seeds and complete the pastor's tasks as soon as we can. I've been talking with the farmers who joined us recently, and they told me about a different crop we might be able to grow. Apparently, someone buried pumpkin seeds deep in the rainforest, so the children of Hargon couldn't find them. It's on the other side of Furrowfield Bog. Go and have a good look around over there, and see if you can find us 30 pumpkin seeds, please. It were blimin' scary when the children of Argon attacked, weren't it? None of us was hurt, though, and that's what matters. Do you remember what Rosie said about how we could have had an harvest festival once we'd done all the stuff as we need to do for the Deitree? Well, I can't blimin' wait for it. I figured I could speed things along by helping you find them seeds you need. According to Pastor Al, there's an old bridge to the east of Furrowfield Bog, and they used to grow a different kind of crop somewhere on the other side. Indeed, it is said there was a vast tomato farm that sprawled over the area to the east of the bog, until the children of Hargon destroyed it, that is. There may yet be seeds buried beneath the soil there. With the aid of your new friend, Mooncake, you might just be able to find them. I forgot we named the dog Mooncake. Just like sugarcane, there is a particular trick to growing tomatoes, or so I have heard. Alas, I have never seen them grown, and can offer you no guidance in this regard. I suggest you search the same area for someone who can tell you what must be done to help the seeds you find take root. Well, there you go then, Aura. The rest is up to you. Find us 30 tomato seeds and find out how to make them grow too. Right. That is all the quests. Let's go pick stuff up, because I forgot a whole bunch of stuff. Tomato sandwiches are so good. Or tomatoes on toast. Delicious. Best snack ever. We're gonna go find some hidden items that are fun to have. And so if you've played the game and never found these items, now you can. Little ants. Or obtained a fat rat signpost. Or learned a new recipe. Fat rat signpost. And then we'll go out this way. Alright, I think there's one over here. I'll go get that one first. Ants, hello! In all these caves that have special things in them, they'll be filled with ants. Aura obtained a stackable Dracky. Big ass ants, yeah. But ants that still die in one hit nonetheless. Stackable Dracky. Oh, that's my Dracky. No, I can't. Right, and then the other one is over by Crabber Dabber, I believe. No, it's over this way. Alright, let's do this while we're here because it's super quick. Oh. Apparently not. Apparently it doesn't go all the way, so we'll just fill that up. Magic water, look, it turns clean as it pours down. Mini meadow. Cheater. Well, I think that's why they give you the pot and why they have so many pour water things, so that you can just, you know, pour water where it's needed. Ants. Oh no, that must have been difficult to try and get the water to pour down then. Because I don't know if there's any other way to get it to pour down. He's really good at killing her. Yes. Stackable Drackolyte. Yay! My kid has this little TY stuffed bat toy, and its name, when we first got it, we named it with Echo, because echolocation for bats. But then, after my kid started playing a lot of Dragon Quest Builders, he decided that Drackies were the best thing in the whole entire world, and now the bat is named Dracky Bat. And it's blue like a Dracky, so you know. Squeak! What are you doing here, human? How did you get past all those ants? This entire cave is an ant's nest. I thought they were on our side, but apparently not. They're not pro-rat. They're anti. They're anti. If I try to leave now, they'll eat me alive. And speaking of eating, if I don't find my next meal soon, I'll starve. Squeak! Do you think you could find me some wheat to munch? Oh no, I just put all my wheat in the chest. If you could bring me 20 sheaves of wheat, I'd give you some wonderful grass seeds. They'll turn horrible slimy mud to beautiful green grass. I'll have to come back to you, sir, because I don't have my wheat. I just put it all away thinking I wouldn't need it. Alright, and then let's see if we can take out the Illerpiller finally. I tried off stream and it killed me. But that was when I was like still level like 4 or something. But see, these guys are friendly. As long as no other monsters are attacking you, they're friendly. They don't attack you. I realized after spending like hours and hours and hours greening Furrowfield before leaving on my second game. Strawberry! Hello! They don't spit on you. The purple ones are the best ones. They're friendly unless someone else is attacking you. And they don't spit on you. See, here's my lame attempt at trying to beat this guy. But he got me good. This is going much better than last time. I literally got like one shot when the last time I tried this. He got me with his tail and I was like, but I was full health. Oops. Poisoned. Strawberry, how's it going? Are you at work on a break? Yay! Poison needle. Ooh. Well, it is a Tuesday. I mean, that makes sense to me. Oh, Cabot, you were saying that about the chest. Let's go get that. I'm a turtle swimming in the water. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Yes. And there's the chest. You were talking about it last stream and then I found it when I was clearing out the map. But I figured I would leave it there for other people to see where it is. And then we'll just go teleport to the... Teleport to the orc. Sorry, doggos, we're gonna talk to the orc. Oi, you've got some nerve coming up to a big bad orc like me with that dopey grin on your face. So, is there something you want from me? You're growing a new Deitree and you need to learn how to farm some more plants to finish the job? That's a pretty plucky thing for a scrawny little human like you to do. Don't you know that everyone here follows the children of Hargon? Snort, snort, snort. You've got guts, kid. So I'll tell you a thing or two that might come in handy. Once upon a time, this whole area used to be a tomato farm. If you look hard enough, you might even be able to find some seeds still buried around the place. If you do manage to find some tomato seeds, come back here and I'll show you how to grow them. What's that? You've already found some tomato seeds? I've been waiting a long time for someone like you to come along, a human worthy of learning the ancient secrets of growing tomatoes. Alright, Brunt, listen carefully. To grow tomatoes, you need a planting pole. You can't just stick the seeds in the ground and expect them to grow. Tomatoes can get pretty heavy, too heavy for the vines to support them. If you don't place planting poles to hold them up, they'll collapse under their own weight. It also helps to dig a ditch around your plants and fill it with water. The soil will stay wet without needing to be watered. Rain can water your crops for you too, but the soil will still dry out over time. You can't expect the weather to do all the work for you. I've got a field right here, so why don't you try growing some tomatoes in it? You'll need a planting pole for each seed. There should be some still stuck in the ground around here. Go and get them. I guess we're supposed to take these ones. Or is that the... Okay, I see. They just put that there to alert you that the pools were there. I was like, what is going on? Alright, looks to me like you've done everything the orc said. Do you reckon they'll sprout now? Either way, let's tell the orc we've done everything he asked. You're quite the little farmer, aren't you? We've made a perfect little tomato patch. Great going, Aura. Now we can grow tomatoes of our own. Say, you seemed awfully adept at setting up that veggie patch, and that's a very unique hammer you're carrying. You're not a builder, are you? Don't worry, I'm not one of those children of Hargon loons. I may be a monster, but I'm a Furrowfield native, born and raised. Another builder came to this island long, long ago. It's thanks to his efforts that things were as good as they were here. He always looked like he was half asleep, and he was a greedy so-and-so, always raiding the larder he was, but he was always ready to go the extra mile when you needed him. Raiding the larder? You couldn't stay mad at him for it, though. He would grow the finest crops you ever saw. One look at those succulent tomatoes and all was forgiven. That's why I'm so excited for these ones to grow. I can't wait for a chance to taste builder-grown food again. I want you to grow as many as you can. These seeds aren't much use to me when my fingers are too fat to plant them. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot to mention. My friend lives in a cave on the east side of the swamp. She can teach you all about fertilizer, important stuff for farming. You should go and see her. But if you ever want to know more about Furrowfield, feel free to talk to me again. I'll be more than happy to help. Planting coal. Don't be afraid, little human. I'm a friendly orc. I love nature and everything in it, including humans. And I've heard a rumor about you that you're starting a new tomato farm. Let me tell you a helpful hint. If you want your vegetables to grow quicker, try using the stinky stuff that humans used to put on their field long ago. Apparently, they made it out of night soil and wheat. Perhaps you could try making some yourself. If you do, come and show me, won't you? I've always wondered if it smells as bad as the stories say. Snort. Fertilizer. Sniff, sniff, what's that smell? Could it be? Human, did you make some of the stinky stuff? Well, don't just stand there. Let's try it out. Put some of it on that tilled soil behind my bed. That's it, human. You did it. All the tilled soil has been stinkified. Come back here and let's see if we can work out exactly what happened when you did that. There's so much poo in this game. It seems the stinky stuff can turn soil into humus. How fascinating. Humus is fantastic stuff. Any vegetables planted in it will grow much faster than in normal soil, roughly 4 times faster, in fact. You can use that stinky stuff to grow any plant in a flash, not just vegetables. Trees will shoot right up too. Use it and, well, you'll be a natural-born nature builder. That said, you're already an excellent builder. You made that stinky stuff all by yourself. All I did was tell you what's in it. I'd shake your hand, but knowing what went into that stinky stuff, I know where they've been. Instead, I'll give you a present, a little gift to say thanks for letting me see that stinky stuff in action. You're welcome. I was planning on planting those in the soil next to my bed, but I'd rather not touch it anymore. And besides, my fingers are far too fat. Even if I managed to grow some tomatoes, I'd never be able to pick them without crushing them. I've always considered myself something of a naturalist. I love nature, and like to think it loves me, but when it comes to actually growing something, I'm utterly hopeless. How many tomato seeds do we have? 19? That should be enough. I think we only really need to plant one. So if you look at our mission on the side there, it says we're 248 out of 250. And I've planted a lot more than 248 stuff. So I think we literally need to plant one tomato and one pumpkin to finish the mission. Hello there, sir. Give me some bark. Bark, please. Need more bark. Yay. Actually, not. Let's just go to sleep in the middle of nowhere, because that's exactly what you do in life. Is his bark worse than his bite? I think his bark is better than his bite. I like his bark. I want more of his bark. Oh. Hey, Aura, look over there. Why do you reckon those Bodkin archers are loitering around like that? Come on, let's ask them and find out. A human approaches, and with good timing she does. Bodkin archers we are, green-faced warriors, guardians of greenery and protectors of the green forest we are. But recently, to the children of Hargon, more and more of my warriors defect. Turn to the dark side they have. The forest they vowed to protect, they destroy. Remain steadfast, we Bodkin archers do, but not so staunch were the Bodkin boyars, and suffer them to remain we cannot. Need your help, we do. Defeat the Bodkin boyar traitors, and a gift I will give you. An amazing item that can create a forest, it is. Infest our forest, these purple-faced traitors do. 10 of them you must defeat. Sure thing. These guys go down pretty quick. They're annoying, but they go down pretty quick. The meadow completed. The original builder was such a pain. Oh, the original Builder's game. Yes. Yes, it was. It's like, you die and lose half your stuff. You could only sleep in a room. You couldn't just, like, lay your bed down and sleep anywhere. Had to be in a room. So you had to carry around all the stuff you needed for a room with you at all times, just in case. Yeah, you learn to build rooms fast in that game because you kind of had to. Your life depended on it sometimes. There we go. 10. I had rooms like set up like certain distances from the teleporter so that you would teleport to the island, make it to the room by the time it hit nighttime so I could sleep, and then I could keep running to the next room and sleep. Well fought. Human, bent on destroying the forest, those Bodkin boyers were, but stop them you did. Know your secret, I do. A builder you are, yes? Mention a gift I did. Here. Yay, acorns. Acorns they are. Plant them in healthy soil you should, and grow a tree you will. Plant enough, and a forest you shall have. And grow a forest you must, builder. Grassy meadows too. To the children of Hargon we must not give in. Remember the alliance, you must. An ancient pact between the humans, the Bodkin archers, and the fat rats. Much more to say I have, young builder, but for a long time already I have been speaking. If for more knowledge you thirst, if to hear my tale you hunger, then speak with me again. I would have rooms all over the place, but I could never complete the story fast enough for the challenges. Oh, I didn't even, like, there were some of the challenges that I knew I was never going to make. And then they announced Builders 2 short, like, as I was still halfway through the game, the first one. So I was just trying to, like, get through the game as fast as possible so that I could be done when Builders 2 came out. So, like, I finished, I think, like, a week before Builders 2 came out. But I'd gotten the first Builders game, like, really, really late, because it was really late on Switch. So I literally went from Builders 1 to Builders 2, and never went back to 1, because Builders 2 is such an improvement on it. Oh, that must have been hard going back to play 1 after playing 2. Bark, bark, bark. Oh man, when on my second game, when I was like greening Furrowfield before leaving, I ran out of spoiled, or what's that called? The poop. What's it called again? Night soil. I ran out of night soil because the game is paused at the point where I could get Wrigley in my party and go and green the whole island. Time is stopped, so nothing's growing. Your villagers are just kind of like dancing around your village. Just say poo, sure, poo. Your villagers are just dancing around the village and not like going to the bathroom or anything like that. So like there was no way for me, and I was like, I actually was really, really worried because how am I going to get enough worm food to green the whole entire island, like all of this, when like my villagers are not. And then that's when I discovered the dupe glitch, and the only way I was able to finish was because of the dupe glitch. I duped probably about 400 worm food and about 500 woody goody because I ran out of acorns a lot faster because the trees weren't growing acorns because time was stopped. And I hadn't thought of that prior, otherwise I would have like tried to like stock up on acorns and poop before like the end of the chapter, but I didn't realize time would be stopped. So, it was fun. Pumpkin seeds. Or I obtained a pumpkin seed. Yeah, no, like, it took me like 400 hours to green olive furrow field before leaving. What's that? Did you find a new kind of seed? That must be one of those pumpkin seeds that Rosie was talking about. I wonder what it was doing there. Maybe someone dropped it, and maybe they're still somewhere nearby. Let's take a look around. We might find some more seeds. I thought so too, Strawberry, that I would never be able to do the dupe glitch, but then I kind of depended on it. Like, there was no way I would be able to finish my project if I didn't do it, so I kind of really had to. And so, like, after, like, many hours practicing, I finally got it down pat and was able to do it. Oh, she went ahead. I thought she was behind us. I was looking for her. Everyone Talks would be streaming his Dragon Quest Builders 2 Zelda build. He's building Koholint Island, and he'd be working on it, and we'd be chatting, and I'd be greening Furrowfield and complaining about stuff while I was doing it, and everyone was like, "You're crazy. Show me when you're done." So that's why I made a YouTube video of walking through my island before I even left the island. So I have all the villagers following me, and to kind of prove that I had been there before. It was interesting. But the part of the reason that I did it was I was just really, really annoyed that at the end, they show you that you've fixed the whole island and then it's not. And I was just like, why? I made a promise to them that I would green their island, and then I'm leaving and their island is still not green. No. So on my second game, that was the whole point of the game, was that I was going to green Furrowfield before I left, because that is what I promised. And it was really hard. We followed the trail all this way, but our phantom seed dropper is nowhere to be seen. What do you reckon? Shall we see if we can find anything else around here? Grrr, woof woof woof, woof woof woof. What's up, Mooncake? Is there something wrong with this gravestone? Hold on, could this be where the guy who dropped all those seeds is buried? Huh? Or look over there. Hey, who's there? Show yourself. Oh no, you found me. Ooh, is that a Furrowfield retriever? No wonder you sniffed me out with such a good sniffer on your side. They're such capricious creatures, though. It isn't anybody who can tame them and train them like this. Just who are you? Yeah, it annoyed me too, but I do not have that kind of dedication. I have to say, to green the lands in one was more fun. Oh, bye, Strawberry. Have fun back at work. Are you talking about the last chapter, Cabot, where you, purified the land with the little water thing? Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a tunnel from the teleporter all the way to the boss that you fought on that island. And I just ran along I ran along in the tunnel because there's only like one block under the ground, and so I just ran along in the tunnel, like using the liquid to purify, and so no monsters could get me, and I would purify everything like above me. It was fantastic. I was so bad at that game. I would just like, by the time I got to the 4th chapter, I just dug tunnels everywhere because it's like, I don't want to deal with anybody. The monsters are too strong. You've come in search of pumpkin seeds? Is that so? When I was alive, I used to grow pumpkins. I would hide the seeds to keep them from the children of Hargon. Not only did they try to steal my seeds, they turned my beautiful church into an unholy shrine of destruction. Oh, whoa! If only there was a builder on the island, one who could repair the damage they've done. What? You're a builder? You don't look like one. In fact, you don't look like much at all. If you truly are a builder, perhaps you could restore the church to its original form. If you did, I could give you some seeds in return. Meet me in the church. I will explain what you must do. I have just a crappy little game that I play on the Switch Lite when my kid is using the Switch and I still want to play Builders. So it's not even like hooked up to like the notice board or whatever because it doesn't have like a Nintendo account. And like I'm catching up to that account now because I like never play it. So I feel like this is like all deja vu. I was playing it with my kid, and so I was reading that to him, which is why I had the ghost voice, because I had just done this with my kid. Alright. Behold, builder, the children of Hargon have turned my holy altar into this hideous abomination. It just won't do. Hideous? I don't know about that. I think that statue looks kind of cool. Well, I can't stand it, and I want you to smash it into pieces. It's not just a statue, builder. I want you to rebuild this altar to something more suitable. If you really are a builder, then this should be a piece of cake for you. I'm happy you approve. Oops. He skipped. The old goddess statue and altar are still hidden in the storeroom at the back of the church behind some crates. You can use them to complete the blueprint and restore the altar to its former glory. Please repair my church. I love Furrowfield music. It's so great. Actually, I want to put this in my new altar. Woo! My altar's as good as new. Thank you. Thank you again, Builder. It was amazing to watch you at work. This church was constructed long, long ago by a builder who came to Furrowfield, you know. In fact, he made almost everything around here. He turned the whole island from a barren wasteland into a bountiful utopia. But if a builder did all that, how come everyone around here believes they bring nothing but desolation and despair? Well, that's a long story. Hold that thought. We've got company. What is the meaning of this abominable altar? What do you boneheads think you're doing, destroying our unholy altar to Hargon? And even worse, building something new in its place. Ugh, it's the children of Hargon again. Come on, Aura, let's teach Bone Boy here a lesson. When do we learn the co-op de grace? Yo, dude. Chill out. Cootie. It is the coup de grace, but it's called co-op de grace. Because you co-op it with Malroth. But yeah, it's a play on coup de grace. So long to wait. Yeah, the game is so full of puns. Ooh, I was so scared there. I thought I might die. Again! Thanks for fighting off these fanatics, Builder. And thanks to you, too. You may have pointy ears and strange spooky eyes, but you certainly know a thing or two about fighting. What are you, anyways? There's such a powerful aura of destruction about you. What are you getting at? I'm just me. You call the co-op de grace the getting the cooties. That's funny. Well, if you say so. You've both been such a huge help to me. I owe you my unlife. It's not much, but I want you to have these. Yay, pumpkin seeds. There are more where those came from if you want them. They're hidden underground in the catacombs. You'll have to tear up the floor to get them, but they're all yours. Just promise you'll plant them in good soil and water them every day. If only you could grow a new Deitree and hold a harvest festival too. I'd be so happy. I think I'd depart this world altogether. What? You're planning to do exactly that? And I can come and join in when you do? I'm so happy I could... Wait, is this a trick? Are you trying to make me so ecstatic that I disappear for good? Sorry, I'm just being paranoid. I hope to see you again soon. Good luck with your mission, and don't forget the pumpkin seeds in the basement. A human doing... what's a human doing in this basement of a rundown, beaten-up old church like this? You're definitely more man than mouse, making your way down here. The church is haunted, you know. Squeak! They say the priest here used to collect seeds to grow in his beautiful garden, but now he haunts a church he once called home. These treasure chests contain his most prized possessions, the seeds he spent his life collecting. Not another living soul knows they're here. You could help yourself and nobody would be any wiser. But don't blame me if the ghost of that priest comes to take his prized possessions back. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Sugar cane. Tomatoes. Pumpkins. More pumpkins. Alright. Let's go back. Whee! So many hearts. Wow, Aura, you found all the pumpkin seeds we need. Now we're one step closer to restoring the Deitree to its original majestic glory. Where did you find all these seeds anyway? There was a ghost guarding them? They must have meant a lot to him when he was alive for him to keep watch over on them after his death. Sorry, I'm tangled in cords at the moment. There we go. Which means he must really have faith in you to entrust something so important to you. So don't let him down. Treat those pumpkins with the care they deserve. Pastor Al tells me they should be quite easy to grow. You just need to plant the seeds and tilt earth and water them. Just like cabbages and wheat. So let's get to it. You went all the way to Furrowfield Bog to find those pumpkin seeds, Aura. It would be a shame not to plant them all. Yes, Aura, you have done well to recover those seeds. The children of Hargon have been trying to destroy them for a long time now. Cabbages and meat and wheat. Not cabbages and meat. When you plant them, you will be one step closer to seeing the Deitree completed. Your hard work will not only produce vegetables, but also bear fruit. Ha ha ha. You heard the pastor, Aura. Let's plant those pumpkin seeds. I want to see them sprout. Pumpkin seeds. See, I planted one pumpkin and it went up to 249. I won't go to 250 until I plant one tomato. Alright. How many planting poles do we need? Yes, the seed sprouted. We've grown a little pumpkin plant. I've heard so much about pumpkins. Apparently they taste great when you grill them. And they're really good for you, too. I can't wait to try some for myself. Soon enough, we'll have the Deitree back to full strength, but I'm not sure what will happen then. I've been studying it day and night to try and figure out its mysteries. Speaking of mysteries, the ghost back in the graveyard mentioned something strange. He said there was a builder who lived on this island long ago, and he's the one who turned it into a utopia. But if that's true, then why did everyone start believing the builder spread desolation and despair? If you ask me, it's not just the Deitree that's shrouded in mystery. This story about the builder is too. Right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, exactly. Interesting. It'll be a great place to come back to when I need to buy things with gratitude. I wonder if it's possible to hit max gratitude before you leave. Probably not, because you get such piddly amounts. Wait, what is it? I was gonna... Oh, yeah, right. Planting poles. Forgot what I was doing. Ooh, Aura, what's that smell? Have you found an acorn, have you? If you planted an acorn in nice, healthy soil, it'll get a nice, healthy tree for your troubles. That's another great way to green up the island, so 'tis. Far as I'm concerned, acorns are the next best thing after worm food when it comes to greenery growing, so go right ahead and fill this farm with trees. You just have to put an acorn in good soil to get a good tree growing, but it takes forever for them to grow to full size. If you're not a fan of waiting, you can always use some fertilizer before you plant the acorn. Then your tree will shoot right up, so it will. Or a Wrigley. I couldn't help but overhear you talking about planting trees, and I just wanted to let you know that I think that's an absolutely wonderful idea. But if we're going to go through all the trouble of growing a grove of trees, why stop there? What I really want is a way to play with them. Ooh, now ain't that a fine idea? Let's grow ourselves a nice big tree and dangle some off it to make a lovely little playground. A swing! Hooray! Alright. Plant some tomatoes. Mission complete! Yippee! We did it, or we did it! Furrowfield Farm is back and better than ever, and we've done everything we need to keep the Deitree happy, too. Huh? Look, Aura, there's so much power flowing through the Deitree. Let's go and have a closer look. The Deitree grows even bigger. It's so beautiful. It's more wonderful than I ever imagined. Blimey, all the energy from the plants we grew is flowed into the Deitree. I'm just about moved to tears thinking about it. Bwahahaha, perhaps we can restore life and light to the island after all. We shall drive the ill wind from these fair shores once and for all. The Daitree's growth proceeds apace. Perhaps with time it will reach its full size and its full strength. But I fear the children of Hargon will seek to destroy it long before then. I must consult with the Brainy Badboon before it is too late. But before that, it's party time. Today's the day Furrowfield Farm's finally back on its feet. And if that ain't enough to warrant a harvest festival, I don't know what is. Well said, Perry. Hear me, humans. It is time for us to celebrate a job well done. Yay. Thanks so much for your help completing Pastor Al's tasks. I really appreciate it. Hee, and you look pretty pleased, too. Just look at that grin on your face. Seems like someone's looking forward to the Harvest Festival. But we can't start the celebrations just yet. I think some of the other villagers have things they want to do before we begin. And, as our resident builder, you're the only one who can turn their dreams into reality. As soon as you've finished seeing to everyone's needs, we can start the party. That's a lot of hearts. Alright, finish planting les tomates. I hear a ghost. There we go. Guys, you don't need to fight the ghosts. See, there's so many torches everywhere. They just get chased away. I don't know why, but I really like the diamond of the dark shadow on these. Especially like when you look at the map from up above. It's really cool that there's like a big circle of light around this diamond of dark. Alright, what else did I need to do? I think we did everything. Nope. Hey, hello. I'm cool, sir. You're standing where I can't hit you. Right, let's go to bed and see if we can finish the quests. Silly billies. What are you doing with putting bread in this? I love the chewing noises that they make. It's hilarious. Alrighty. I think we're just waiting for tomatoes to grow, right? And then Perry will have his quest, and then once we're done that, we can do the pre-harvest festival quests, which we need pumpkins to grow for. Yeah, we're waiting for stuff to grow. Let's find some mini metals. Well, there's the one that's right outside the base we haven't done yet. mini nettles. Yeah, we gotta get pumpkins to make pumpkin stuff. Can I break these? I sure can. Look at that. Yo! Worst slugs in the whole game. There we go. Whoosh. I solved the puzzle. Alright, next, let's go do these ones. I'm gonna cheat again, Cabot. Although I heard this, heard someone who like went around this way, and they like tunneled it through. They're like, "Am I the only one that thought of that?" I was like, "You know what? That's actually pretty clever." Like, reroute it. You'd have to, like... Yep. And then... yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but they said that they did it, like, something like that. Whatever. I think, like, some of these are, like, I don't know, like, because you can't keep water going. Like, it stops if you, like, put stuff in it. So I don't know, like, how they really expected anybody to do these without the pot. So I remember spending hours on this puzzle the first time, like trying to figure out how to get the water to route over that way. Like, and like, everything I tried, like, it just wouldn't, and I was so frustrated. Yeah. I tried really hard. I was like, why can't I just, like, dig this out? It's the only way to get it over there. Just passing through. Don't mind us. He didn't even notice us. Some of these puzzles are really just not puzzles. They're just like, learn how to play the game. Although it would be kind of fun if you could set up, if they had like put in a way to like make these puddings yourself and then like set them up to have like a little goal or whatever, so that when people visit your island you could like have these. That would have been fun. The last water one? Like on, is there a water one on Moonbrick? Oh, the one I just did, yeah. I mean, once you get the pot, they're all super easy to do, but... Sorry, doggo, we don't need more seeds. I remember this one here on the beach taking me a long time because I was trying to figure out with like the rubble on the beach what it was, and not that it's the face. And that the rubble on the beach doesn't matter at all. So I was like running around, like trying to find all the stuff. Because like, see, they put like a barrel over here. So I was like running around and getting it and like trying to find like where to place it. And like, I was putting way too much thought into it when all it was just the face. Alright, we can go talk to that guy. We have his wheat now. Yeah, no, it's funny because like this one actually gets a lot of people because it's such a subtle, you don't realize the, right? Like when you're not used to building with the materials, you don't really notice the difference in sand. It's just all sand. Human, have you brought me that wheat I asked for? I've been stuck in this ant's nest without a thing to eat for a while now, and I'm getting a little bit antsy. I'll swap you some grass seeds for 20 sheaves of wheat. That's the deal on the offer. What do you say? Squeak. Thank you, Squeak. You have no idea how hungry I was, or how delicious wheat is for us rats. Anyway, I said I'd give you some grass seeds, so here you are. Consider us square. Squeak. Whoa. 20 grass seeds. Very nice. Speaking of grass, apparently there's a green-faced grass-growing fanatic somewhere near Furrowfield Bog, if that's the sort of thing that interests you. Already saw him, my dude, thanks. He taught me how to make worm food. Alright, actually, let's look at the map. I don't know if I remember that one. This one here. Let's go see what it is. Interesting. Oh yes, okay, I remember this one. feel like they start turning more like into puzzles once you get the magnet blocks in action. So then you actually have to figure out like which one do I pull and whatever. But they're still fun little things to do. I just wish you could destroy them to get the stuff once you were done. I want to take this home with me. Okay, I think that's all of them that I've found so far, because there's the ones on the other islands that are... Except there's one in Crambledon that I just picked up the block and moved it and it worked. That's funny. That is funny that you could just pick it up and move it. Alright, let's see how les tomates are faring. Yeah, most of them you can't, so... Wow, monsters! Yay! Pumpkins. How about the pumpkins? Are the pumpkins growing at all? Nope. Alright, I guess we'll make it swing. And I pre-planted the tree so that it would be ready for when I learned to swing. Ooh, R! Oh, R! Now ain't this a sight to behold? We got our own little leafy play park. Core, that tree's a proper beauty. It looks good, it smells good, and it ain't rotten and yellow like the rest of the trees here. How kind of you, Aura. You made a swing and even grew a tree to hang it from, just for me. Thank you ever so much. Why stop here, though? I wouldn't mind seeing the old place turned into a flourishing forest. But how would we go about doing that, do you suppose? If only he could make a girt big field of grass and trees in one foul swoop, instead of having to plant the seeds one by one. I put a swing in my new contest pick and got it with a kid on. Oh, that's I saw your pick. You're like you're already like second place. Everybody loves Cabot's work. Cabot is famous. Yeah, no, like you were already in top 3. Like you put it up. Before the stream started today, I went and I checked on the contest just to see what was going on, and I was like, "Oh, hey, look, new people in 3. Hey, wait, that's Cabot." We were a good builder, Cabot. People recognize that. Yeah, I haven't played Builders all day. So, I only just saw it, like, right before the stream. Surely he can think of something, Aura. Maybe he could come up with another kind of worm food. I'd do the job. Woody goody. Let's make some woody goodies. Wait, actually, do we have? We do. Excellent. I can show you all how I greened all of Furrowfield. This is my tree. I'm just trying to see if you can grow acorns on your farm so that you don't have to go to the rainforest, but so far nothing has grown. Alright, so when you see like how it just does like this one area, like once you can see the yellow, oops, you can see the yellow corners when you move around of where it'll go. So like I could get one area, or I can do, hang on, I need to move this guy. I just need to temporarily take that guy out and put that guy in. And this should turn into an enormous plaza. And then you plunk one of these guys down. And he does the whole room. Instead of just the one small area. Yep. And so I've had like gazillion wooden fencings and doormats and then my food, and I would go out into the world and make these giant rooms. And get Wrigley to green the rooms. I would imagine it does. I don't think I've ever actually tried it with those. But I would imagine it works with snow and sand as well. Yo, I don't want to talk to you. I want to switch my tools. And then there's just the of trying to like break the fence posts without actually breaking all the stuff you just had Wrigley plant. That's where I started using first person, I think, was in that. I don't want to break stuff that Wrigley planted, but I want to leave stuff, so. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure like it works. And then the great thing too is so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh well, that didn't work out, but whatever. It's still too big. The point of the is that it's too big. It will not register as a room, right? Oh, oh, I made it. Alright, fine. I don't know how to count. Hang on. I'm just trying to show you something. But I need to make a room that's too big. See, those slugs are the worst. They can shoot you from so far away. Alright, so now this is a room that's too big. I don't think we made it longer. Let me just check that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's important because a room cannot be longer than 32 blocks. It will not register it. A room that's 33 blocks or longer will not register as a room. Even if it's just like one square. So it's only 33 blocks long in total. It will not register as a room. "32 blocks long." Like it needs, like the largest it can be is 150 50 blocks in the total like interior. But none of those sides can be longer than 32 blocks. So this room is like too long, right? So what I do with Wrigley is I just keep adding fence posts until it registers as a room. And you want to put them so that they're far apart enough that like you can still, like, it won't close off any part of it as a room. And then you just keep like adding walls, so to speak, until it registers as a room. I might have just made this. Oh, there. See, there we go. And so then when you would put the worm food in here, he would do, especially if it's like a really odd shaped like area, like you're trying to get like in here and like up around here or whatever, as long as it's not longer than 32, you put the thing down and he does the whole thing even underneath the, I only used floorboards because I ran out of fence posts. So I don't know if he does underneath these, but he definitely does underneath doormats and fence posts. So like this, you can really, really get mileage on these when you do like this. Like I don't think he'd come out here, but see, like you heard that noise? He'll like if he was in my party, he would do the whole room instead of just like one small area. Yeah, no, that it saved me. Like, it's slightly more time consuming. I hate these guys so much. No! Alright, we need 3 of them, so if you see one, shout out. Left side when I come in. Ah. It's gonna explode the bathroom. Alright, and then I'm crazy and I go look for them out in the world. Because I don't want them to explode. Also, you get seeds, so that's always fun. So that's what I do. Whenever they spawn, I just go looking for them all over the place. Keep it as not slimy as I can for as long as possible. Or I'd be crazy. I honestly half contemplated greening for a field again before I left, but then I was like, nah, I want to go play with Cabot. So I won't do that again. I don't have 400 hours to spare to go play before I can go play with Cabot. Also, it was just really boring work. I don't think anyone would want to watch. I can go after I fill in your mountains. Thanks, you're so kind. Except that the whole point, the whole reason that I had to do it before I left Furrowfield is because you can't get Wrigley in your party until after Crumble Done. You can't, you like make parties with certain characters until after Crumble Done. So that is why I had to green before leaving. It's the only way to get him in my party. Don't worry, I have no plans to do it again. I did it once. I recorded the evidence, put it on YouTube. We're all good. I didn't record me actually like greening it because at that point I didn't know how I would go about doing that. So I didn't bother. Now they're gonna blow. There's so many of them. I don't think I've ever had this many before. This is how I've actually collected most of my seeds for my sugarcane field. Was just blowing these guys up. I don't, but because I'm not greening anything this time, I kind of wanted to like see if I could actually maintain to the best of my ability what is like, I mean, even if it's kind of like a sludgy green, it's still better than brown. This like awful horrid muck. So gotta protect it if I can. I wish I could take one of these home. That'd be so great. No! Well, tried. This is my attempt to see if it'll turn into a rotten plant by being in the... Actually, I wonder if it'll still grow if we do... Nope. Oh well. It's been there a while, I don't think it works. Okay, did we finish? We did. Talk to Perry. Blimey neck, or you did it. You braved Furrowfield Bog and brought back the tomato seeds. You asked an orc how to grow them too? You're lucky you didn't get eaten. Well, at least you found out how it's done. You did find out, didn't you? We need to grow them properly to get the Deitree all powered up, so go ahead and get them growing. BRB wowie. Tomatoes. That, I've never heard that before. Water in, water out. Wow. Water out, water in. Water in, water out. Yeah. Are you back already, or are you just haven't gone yet? You know what I just realized? I was doing something when the Spores came. I'll wait for Cabot to come back and break this room down. Yo, not cool. Slugs. I am tired today. Hello, welcome back. I was just destroying my little tutorial room that I was going to destroy when the Spores came. Oh, should probably fix this room too. How? What time? How? How did you do that? You go to bed so early. Alright, Perry, where did you go? Oh my goodness, that's gonna suck. Wait. I did it to myself that I stayed up all night watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, I have no one to blame for my tiredness but myself. Perry! So, when are you going to plant them tomato seeds you braved the bog for? Ah, the tomato, my one weakness. I've never so much as seen a tomato, so I can offer no guidance on how they are grown. I suggest you try whatever methods you learnt in Furrowfield Bog. Hang on a minute, Pastor. Al, I thought you knew everything there was to know about growing plants and all that. I'm starting to think you're not the all-knowing oracle you've made yourself out to be. Have you really earned the right to wear them Dracky-decorated robes? Silence, mortal! When did I make such claims? I merely stated that I knew almost everything. Blimey neck, have mercy, Pastor Al, please, I didn't mean it. So, Aura, the orc you met in the bog taught you all about how to use planting poles, right? In that case, I'll leave you to it. Set up one o' them poles and let's see if we can't grow a tomato seed into a tomato sprout. Do I have to, like, plant one where you see it? Because, I already have tomatoes for you, Perry. Let me give you tomatoes. I'm gonna steal their salad. Alright, I don't know what to do because we have to wait for the tomatoes to grow again. There we go. Get on, or the tomato seed sprouted. That's blimmin' fantastic. Once those sprouts are fully grown, they will bear fruit, plump, juicy, blood-red tomatoes. The beauty of flavor in a freshly picked tomato cannot be overstated. I hope you ain't forgotten our promise, or once we're done rebuilding Furrowfield Farm, we're having an harvest festival. Seems like everyone used to get dressed up dead fancy on the day of the festival back in the day and dance till daybreak. I've heard the costumes were pretty exciting. It's fun to imagine what these air-raising, spine-tingling costumes might have looked like, ain't it? Hang on a minute, or don't give me that look. I wasn't imagining anything inappropriate, was I, Pastor Al? Don't bring me into this, you mud-minded miscreant. I haven't the least insight or interest in your frivolous fancies. Well, anyways, go on, Aura. Plenty of tomatoes, and get us ready for the harvest festival. Bonanzo! Eye-watering Whackalites, or our Furrowfield Farm is looking finer than ever. The long-awaited harvest festival approaches. Which brings me to my request, though I'm sure you already have some inkling as to what it might be. Ring the bell! That's right, my girl. I need you to ring the builder's bell. Send our building skills skyrocketing and bring more willing workers to our farm. Tomatoes. I have tomatoes. I have a bowl of mini tomatoes that I've been munching on while I stream. Something tells me that your next bell ringing will bring about a building renaissance of sorts. Don't ask me why, it's just a feeling I have. So, Ori, your mission is clear. Fulfill your fellow villagers' requests, earn their gratitude, and ring the builder's bell once more. Way ahead of you there, Bonanzo. Wahaha, or you've done it again. The people of Furrowfield are filled with more building power than ever before. I, for one, am overflowing with an uncontrollable urge to build. I just need to make something. Hopefully we can find a constructive outlet for this constructive urge. I'm eager to see what opportunities present themselves. By the way, Aura, have you given any further thought to the matter we discussed before? Wahaha, I'm talking, of course, about who should be our mayor, not you. I'm sure you would agree I've got the best beard for the job. I see that enigmatic smile upon your lips, young lady. I take it this means you approve of my appointment? Absolutely not. Thank you, Pastor Al. Pastor Al? Any leader worth following is chosen not by the bushiness of his beard, but by those he would lead. I suggest you take some time to reflect upon this fact and reconsider your approach. Pastor Al, how could you dash my dream so cruelly? But I will not give up, or rest assured I shall do what it takes to become the finest mayor this village could ask for. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to the Harvest Festival, Aura. Rosie says they used to make decorations out of pumpkins and put them all around the village to get everyone in an harvesty mood. If we're going to do this festival, we might as well do it right. So how about it, Aura? Can you think of anything pumpkin-y we can decorate the village with? Just do me this one favor, and I'll never ask anything of you ever again. If you come up with something special, stick 3 of them around the farm and get it looking all harvesty. Jack-o'-lantern. Hello, Aura. I was just thinking of asking you something. How in the world did you know? Pastor Al says he expects great things of me. Apparently, it's my time to shine. I couldn't agree more. It's time for me to step out of my sister's shadow and stride forth as a strong, independent woman. The first thing I will need is a room of my own. Lillian, you've been sleeping in it for weeks now. I'm not too fussy about the furniture. A simple stool, some straw bedding, and a torch should do the job. Oh, and obviously I'll need a nameplate too. Hang it on the wall inside so that everyone knows whose room it is. Or I'd be ever so grateful if you could build me a room that is mine and mine alone. Oh, and don't forget to write my name on the nameplate. I don't want there to be any confusion about who the room belongs to. Don't worry, Lillian, you go to bed first every night and you claim it as your own. No one else has slept there. You're good. Hello, Aura. Furrowfield Farm is looking lovely lately. It's almost time to hold the Harvest Festival, and I can't think of a better place for it. But there was one little thing. That is to say, I wanted to ask you if you wouldn't mind. I want you to make some bunting and decorate the entire village with it so that it looks as festive as it possibly can. Phew! I finally worked up the courage to ask. Lillian was right all along. If there's something I want to say, I just need to jolly well say it. So there you have it. I want you to make at least 30 pieces of bunting and string them between every building in the village. I'm pretty sure I already have like 30 up. I like decorated with bunting before. Let's see here. Oh, I need like 3 more pieces of bunting. Okay. How many do I have in my bag? I have a bunch. Alright, let's find some place for some bunting. Yeah, the bunting is nice. Here we go. Oh my, thank you, Aura. With all this beautiful bunting everywhere, it feels like the Harvest Festival is here already. Just picturing everyone celebrating among these dazzling decorations fills me with so much joy I can hardly wait. I know I ought to have asked you this already, but how did you come to Furfield in the first place, Aura? Goodness, you and Malroth sailed here on a ship? But the children of Hargon strictly forbid humans from sailing. The very act of traveling from one island to another is the highest heresy. Still, I must say, I'm rather jealous. I've always wanted to go for a ride on a boat. I hear there is a great glittering city called Moonbrook on an island to the east of here. I've always dreamed of going to visit. But they say if the children of Hargon ever catch someone sailing the seas, they lock them up and throw away the key. And you know how much they hate builders. I shudder to think what they'd do to you. Be very wary, Aura. Lillian's room. Where are you running off to, Lillian? Why did you run all the way over here? Oh my goodness, you built a room for me, and it's just like I asked. Thank you ever so much, Aura. Why not build rooms for the others, too? You just need to hang a nameplate in a room and write someone's name on it, and everyone will know it belongs to them and them alone. She is so cute. By the way, Aura, some of the other villagers mentioned that you and Malroth came here to find some people to help you grow a little greenery on your island. Well, I'd be more than happy to help. I'd love to see more of the world, so when you're ready to go back home, don't hesitate to invite me along. Now we need some pumpkins. Where do we want to put the pumpkins? That's the question. Yeah, these pumpkins are great. Blimey neck, or these jack-o'-lanterns look even better than I imagined. With these things livening the place up, the Harvest Festival is sure to be a success. Make more of them if you like. You can never be too prepared for a party. Oh, and speaking of preparations, do you remember what Pastor Al said about how people used to get dressed up and in air raisin and clobber for the Harvest Festival? Well, I've been doing some research, and I reckon I figured out exactly what it was they all used to wear, so you can leave the costume creation to me. Do we all have to wear these costumes? I'm not really a fan of fancy dress. Blimey, there's always a party pooper, ain't there? Come on, don't be such a killjoy. Be careful what you call me, Perry, or I'll show you joy is not the only thing I can kill. Ooh, Malroth. Eep! There's no need for violence, Mr. Malroth, sir. Let's not do anything rash now. Anyway, thanks for making the jack-o'-lanterns, Aura, and look forward to the costumes, won't you? Rosie, hello. Furrowfield Farm is finally finished, Aura, and the Deitree is bigger than ever. We can finally hold a harvest festival. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. It's all right with you if we start right away, isn't it? No. That's all right. We wouldn't want to start without the guest of honor. Just come and tell me when you're ready. Sure will. I want to put more pumpkins. Pumpkins! Alright, where else do we want to put pumpkins? Want to change out all the torches for pumpkins? I put torches everywhere so that the ghosts would, like, get scared away, because they're annoying. How many pumpkins can I make? I'd like to see that. Hello, Tops. How's it going? I'm decorating pumpkins and then I can have a harvest festival. And then I will probably stop after the harvest festival. I don't know, what time is it? It's 10:50? Yeah, we'll have to see where we get. There we go. That looks pumpkin-y enough. You went and saw Moonfall? What's Moonfall? I am not up to what movies are going on right now. Oh, but what is it about? It was bad. Who's in it? Who's in Moonfall? About the moon crashing into the... I haven't even heard of that. You don't even know the actors? Okay. I'm kind of curious about this. Let me just quickly. Look this up on my phone. Moonfall. It's got Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, John Bradley, Michael Pena, Charlie Plummer, Kelly Yu, and Donald Sutherland. Interesting. Was it at least, like, full of stupid action? That was Halle Berry. You didn't even recognize her. That's too funny. That's so funny. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has it a 39%. Metacritic has a 39%. IMDb gives it a 5.3 out of 10. Yeah, the dialogue is usually cringe in these action movies, though. Like, that's the whole point of them, is that they're just stupid fun. Was it at least stupid fun? That's good. That's good that it was stupid fun. Because that's literally the whole point of these action movies, in my opinion, is that you just want something that's entertaining to watch. It doesn't have to be deep. Wait, how could I say what? Stupid fun is good? What is Get to the Chopper from? Alright, are we ready to have a harvest festival and have some sad stuff? I like turtles. Furrowfield Farm is finally finished. Oh, we read that already. Yes, we're ready. It's been a long road, but we finally made it. And it's all thanks to you, Aura. Without your help, we never would have been able to grow the Deitree as big and strong as this. Thank you so much. And the island's only going to get greener from here. Just thinking how bright and beautiful it'll be, it makes me so happy I could cry. I was thinking, Aura, once all our work here is all finished and Furrowfield is back on track, do you think I could go back to your island with you? I've always dreamt of rebuilding the farm, and now that I have, I know I can't stop now. I want to spread life and light to every corner of the world. But there will be time for all that later. Right now, we've got a party to hold. Everyone, it's time for the Harvest Festival. The Get to the Chopper is from Predator? Is that what you're saying? Because I never watched Predator. Oh, I didn't even know Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Predator. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Well, see, here's the thing. I get nightmares at the drop of a pin. Like, literally, like, months of nightmares from, like, the smallest things in movies. So I don't watch things that are, like, even remotely scary. I can't. Like, I just can't. I like not having nightmares. Yes, this is exactly why I won't watch your 7 days gameplay. Because I can't handle it. My brain is just, like, it'll take the tiniest thing and just run with it in, like, a million nightmares. It's horrible, but if anyone ever wants to write horror movies, just come to me. My brain has lots of ideas. I can't watch them, but because my brain produces them all on its own. The people of Furrowfield take their hoes in hand and gather around the Deitree to begin the long-awaited celebration. Get jump scared when playing 7 days? Yeah, even Bright Light. Like, I watched The Shining, and I watched it in chunks. That was the only way I was able to watch it, because I would watch, like the first hour at, like, 9 a.m. Bright Light, daylight, whatever. And then I spent the, like, it was the first, like, hour, 45 minutes, whatever, something like that. Right, like, you know, until the first scary part. This is what I'm saying. Any movies that are remotely the tiniest bit scary, my brain takes them and runs with it. And then I watched like non-scary stuff like the rest of the day to try and put it out of my mind. And then I watched the next little bit the day after, and then and I still had nightmares from that. And it took me like 3 or 4 days to watch The Shining in like tiny chunks first thing in the morning when it was bright daylight. It's anything supernatural. My brain just like clings to it, and it's just like there's ghosts everywhere, and then I just freak out and I can't deal with it at all. Alright, let's take some pictures of our lovely festival here. Where did Al go? Al, get out of the... They're all singing. I never noticed that before. Ooh. You voted on my pictures? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just taking a bunch of pictures of these because this is like once in a lifetime opportunity type thing. Lovely picture of my fur field. Alright. What do you think? Aura, isn't this the best harvest festival ever? I'm having so much fun. These pumpkin masks are absolutely hilarious. But there's a deeper meaning to them too. Apparently they help you to become a better farmer by letting you experience things from the vegetable's perspective. If you say so, Rosie. Anyway, it's nearly time for the main event. We're all going to gather all the crops we've been growing. After all, it wouldn't be a harvest festival without a harvest, and I expect you to join in too. We'll pick all the crops that are growing around the scarecrows, but if you've planted anything else anywhere else, or if we miss anything, I'm counting on you to collect it. Let's get to it, everyone. Let's harvest. Alright, I guess I'll go get all my wheat. My beautiful fields of wheat. You put one... Oh, I guess has 12 pictures up now? That's awful. Oh. Oh, you know what? We did lose my mic. I was like talking to you and I'm like, why is nobody responding? And then I looked down and my cat had stepped on the button that mutes my mic. So I'm sorry, you missed the talking to the ghost. Yeah, no, I read the ghost, but I'm sorry you guys didn't hear that because it was fun times. Anyways, yeah, lovely cat stepping on and muting my mic. Good times. And yes, thanks, Cabot, for reminding me to do my sugar cane. I forgot. Oh, Lillian was down. She's so tiny. She's so tiny. She's drowning in the water. I really wish that they had allowed kids to change the clothes. Like, I mean, I know that they would have had to make tinier outfits of all the outfit versions, but it would have been so nice if they could have changed clothes. Fuzz Aldrin. That's a great name. That's in Moonfall. I love when they jump when you like... I love making them do that. Alright, I want to get another picture with Pastor Al. Mr. Pastor Al. Come down here, please. I guess we'll just talk to Wrigley. Ooh, Army Ansem. Just look at all these lovely fields you've made. You should be blimmin' proud of yourself. And it's not just these fields we have to thank you for. We can grow grass and trees too. For a Wrigley like me, it's a dream come true. It feels like the old furrow field is bursting up out of the ground. If only we add some flowers, then it really would be just like the old days. But there'll be time to think about that later. Won't there, me Ansem? For now, let's just be happy to see the Deitree standing tall again. Pastor Al, come here. I trust you're enjoying the festivities, Aura. After all your hard work, you've earned a chance to relax and let off some steam. That mask suits you, by the way. I would have liked to wear one myself. Truth be told, but we couldn't find a pumpkin the right size. Aura, Malroth just told me I should cease acting as a mere overseer and join you in your building work. Watching you and Rosie working together, seeing the things you built, a thought began to form in my mind. A dream is a wonderful thing to have, and there is little in this world that more beautiful than to see one's dream become reality. And so, Aura, I ask to join you. I want to be a builder. I want to go back to your island with you and build to my heart's content. But in order to do so, I must first speak with the children of Hargon, and I will need to enlist your aid once again. No, you turn around. Damn it. I want a picture with Pastor Al not in the water. There we go. Oh, hang on. Ah! Alright, you know what? Let's do this. There we go. Ah, that's too bright. Whoa! Actually, let's do one then. There we go, okay. Hooray! We finished collecting all the crops. The Harvest Festival is a resounding success. And now we've done everything we need to do. What do you say, or shall we officially bring things to a close? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, let's ask Bonanzo to put the beautiful voice of his to good use for the closing ceremony. Bonanzo, Bonanzo, Bonanzo! The people of Furrowfield sing and dance around the Deitree, celebrating the powers of creation that have brought them so much happiness. Bonanzo steps forth and entrances everybody with a song of unparalleled beauty that echoes across the island and into the night. Why does Bonanzo get to be a good singer and Hayden has to be a terrible one? But amid the sea of smiling faces, a barely perceptible cloud of concern sits upon Pastor Al's brow. I guess he has to be good at something. Then, morning Alakazam! Pastor Alakazam, how dare you! Eep! What's that? A tree? Fields? You've been building, haven't you? Ooh, ooh. My lord, please, if you would just allow me to explain. Gwahaha, I think not. But tell me, Alakazam, what do we of the children of Hargon value above all else? Destruction, my lord. Destruction alone can save us and must be destroyed. All must be destroyed. Wahaha, yes, then your duty is clear. You must destroy this farm and everything in it. Don't step on my mic again, dude. I cannot. Wahaha, is that so? Then be gone, my lord. Ah. Pastor Al. Gwahaha, it seems if you want something done, you must do it yourself. Bye-bye, best Deitree. No, the Deitree. In the name of High Priest Hargon, all shall be destroyed. Wahaha, were you not warned, foolish humans? Builders spread desolation and despair wherever they roam. Go forth, my minions, crush these pathetic humans in the name of Almighty Hargon. Hey, come on, boys, let's smash some skulls. Alright, we're just gonna, I haven't saved in a little while. We're gonna do that real quick. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. It looks like the children of Hargon have us surrounded, Aura. We've got no choice but to fight them. So, are you ready to take them down? Sure am. I've never felt this feeling before, Aura. What they did to Al, what they did to the Deitree. I won't let them get away with this. I'll destroy the lot of them. And down you shall all go. Base integrity is still at 100%. Oops, I got hungry. I fell asleep. I hate being paralyzed. It's probably one of the more annoying effects in this game. Yeah, but they're still annoying for as long as they do live. Still annoying to be interrupted when you're trying to fight. I honestly just hate any interruptions of any kind. Like when even when you're like building and an ant comes and pushes you back so that you get interrupted, it drives me bonkers. I was too slow. Slug spit. But that's because the slug spit hits you from across the map and then knocks you back like 10 blocks. Victory! Haha, that didn't last long. It was hardly even a fair fight. But I don't get it. I just took out a small army of children of Harkon scumbags. But I still feel funny. Oh. Aura, we should check on Pastor Al. It seems this is it for me. No, please, Pastor Al, don't leave us. Don't worry, young Rosie. This is not the end. Not yet. The Deitree may have been destroyed, but the hope that it brought you all still remains. Malroth, you asked me once where the Deitree originally came from, whether it simply sprouted out of the ground or if it was made by some other means. The first Deitree did not grow. It was built by the builder who came to this island long ago. What? Aura, young builder, I want you to have this. Yeah, no need to look so happy right now. Not a good time. With that windbreaker, you can take to the skies. You may need it if you are to build another Deitree from the ground up. You want us to build another Deitree? But we can't do that all on our own. We need you, Pastor Owl. Don't leave us. Rosie, my dear apprentice, I have taught you all I know. Now it falls to you to aid Aura. I know you can do this. But I... Was this not your dream, to bring back the Deitree to rebuild Furrowfield Farm? Do not give up on your dream. Do not seek excuses. Seek only a way forward. Aura, look after Rosie for me. Look after everyone. It may only have been for one night, but I'm happy I was able to become a builder. No. Pastor Al. Pastor Al, no. The pastor was a great leader to us all. I only hope I can become as bold and inspiring a figure as he was. We should have never built nothing. If we hadn't planted that Deitree, none of this would have happened. Let's go, Aura. I'm going to clobber that brainy Badboon so hard his own mother wouldn't recognize him. I'm going to get revenge for Pastor Al. Malroth, wait. Pastor Al told us to rebuild the Deitree. He said to build a new one from scratch. I know, but there's something I want you two to go. Somewhere I want you two to go. Alright then, Rosie, where do you want us to go? Pastor Al once told me that the old Deitree wasn't completely destroyed. It may have withered and died, but its remains are still around here somewhere. If you were to find it, you might be able to find some clue about how to build a new one. Alright then, let's give it a shot. It's not like we have any other choice. I know you can do it, Aura. If the builder who came here long ago could build a Deitree, then you can too. Mission: Sowing the Seeds of Success, Part 3! If we want a new Deitree, we're going to have to build it ourselves. Once we do, we can restore life and light to the whole island. The only problem is, how are we going to find this old tree if none of us know where it is? I'm not sure, but something tells me that that windbreaker Pastor Al gave you will help you get there. We're going to need some more information than that. Where exactly are we supposed to use it? Ooh, are you not talking about what I think you're talking about, are you? If you're looking for the old Deitree, I've got an idea of where you should start your search. Running from the children of Argon took me from one end of this island to the other, and everywhere in between. I think I caught a glimpse of the old Deitree on my travels. It wasn't actually on this island, though. 'Twas on a littler island, just off the coast. Too far to swim, mind ye, so wingless wonders like us can't get there. Ah, but if you use the windbreaker, you can just fly over there. You've been to Furrowfield Bog, ain't you, Aura? And he's met the orc in the tomato farm, didn't he? If you warp to that farm, then head east out into the rainforest. You'll see a path to the north that leads to the top of a rocky headland. You should be able to spot the island to the Deitrees on. You should be able to spot the island as the Deitrees on from there, and fly over with that windbreaker of yours. Off you go then, you two. Fly to that little island, find the old Deitree, and find out how to build a new one. Alright. Cabby, you got a little bit longer in you? I want to fly to the Deitree and get that part of the story going and then finish. I was asking if you've got a little more time in you before you need to go to bed. Because I want to just get this started. I'm not planning on doing the whole thing, because that's like, you know, the end of the chapter, but... May the Deitree bring hope to the land, hope that lies on the far horizon. Aura hears a strange voice inside her head. Aura, my child, come to me. Leapest thou from the cliff and unfold thy windbreaker. This must be the headland Wrigley was talking about. So how about it, Aura? Shall we try using the windbreaker to fly over there? It's so scary the first time you have to do this. You're like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna drop in the merman ocean? Humans? What are you doing skulking around here? Looking for the original Deitree, are you? Well, you're too late. It was destroyed by the Brainy Badboon himself, in all his infinite wisdom. And that's not all. The primate turned your silly symbol of hope into the source of your suffering. Who makes the spoil spores, you ask? The diseased, decrepit Deitree does. No way. So this is where the ill wind comes from? Ha ha ha, this is holy ground, humans. A place for the children of Hargon to offer their thanks to the High Priest. And now that you've seen our secret, I'm afraid we can't let you leave alive. Come on, guys. Get out of here. Oh no, I fell asleep again. Getting tossed around. Yay, there we go. He dropped lots of bark. Pretty cool. Haha! The children of Hargon? More like chumps of Hargon. Still, I can't believe they turned the Deitree into some kind of spore-spreading filth fountain. Are there any depths they won't stoop to? Huh? What's that creepy-looking light? Who art thou? Why dost thou approach me? I was once known as the Deitree, but alack, my branches hath rotted away, and my heart filled with poison. Now the breeze that floweth from me bringeth naught but destruction. Creepy looking light, and they run right to it. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what you do in fantasy. Look, there's a scary thing. Let's go defeat it. I know not who thou art, but thou cannot remain in this place. The danger is too great. Thou and thy friends seek to create a new Deitree to rid this land of its corruption? Very well. Should this be thy wish, thou first must needs destroy me. The black, rotten wood thou seest above thee was once my mighty trunk, and this withered husk, some small scraps of my holy heart would yet remain. I bid thee take it and bring it to me. too high. Thank you. Thou hast done well, thou hast destroyed me. Within the holy heartwood thou hast gathered beneath, burneth what little remaineth of my life force. Only now may I finally die. The fair isle of Furrowfield is set on a course for destruction. The ill wind that flowed from my corrupted form hath spread far and wide. I fear that my destruction alone cannot bring an end to the evil that plagues this land. But through my strength, through the power that still dwelleth within my heartwood, a new Deitree may be born. Hast thou the skill to accomplish this feat, young builder? Canst thou conceive of the form I once took, and the form I must needs take once more? There is something else thou wouldst do well to recall, young builder. Creation is born of destruction, but more not, for nothing can be built from nothing. I await the day when thou wilt build a new Deitree and return life and light to this fair island. Thou hast my deepest thanks for destroying me. Haha, you've done it already, haven't you, Aura? You've designed a new Deitree. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head back to the farm and get that bad boy built. Like hide in the basement when you suspect a monster. Yes, well that's what we would do in real life. If we suspected a monster, we'd hide. But in games we chase after the monsters. Aura draws out a Deitree level 1 blueprint. Byron Eck, is this what I think it is? Are you building us a new Deitree? Aura, do you really intend to build a new Deitree from scratch? Do you have any idea of the scale or the task you plan to undertake? Hehehe. Wahahaha. Wahahaha. Brilliant, my girl. Simply brilliant. You plan to build a tree from a blueprint. The very thought of it. I have never heard a more ridiculous idea in all my life. And yet this foolishness, nay, foolhardiness, has reignited the fire of passion within my heart. Everyone, let's give this one more try. Let's build a new Deitree and make Furrowfield Farm flourish again. You'd run the opposite direction because in the basement you're trapped. Yes, but I can't run that fast, so I would probably try and hide somewhere. Rosie's right. We rebuilt the farm once, and it all went up in smoke. But the dream ain't over yet. Yeah, and with Aura here, I bet the whole thing will be a piece of cake. We'll have a new Deitree in, like, no time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll make you proud, Pastor Al. Just you watch. Bwahaha. Alright, everyone. Let's build Furrowfield a new Deitree. Hurrah! Ooh, R, just look at that great big blueprint. This new Deitree is going to be a real beauty. That seals it. My days as a traveling Wrigley are over. I'll be staying here to help out and see this Deitree building business through to the end. That's if it has an end. Forgive me, Aura, but I cannot help but think this blueprint isn't quite finished. Wait, I think I understand. This isn't the whole Deitree, it's just the bottom bit. You've split it up into 3 sections, right? What an excellent idea! 3 small projects will be much easier to handle than one huge one. You know, Aura, I learned a lot from Pastor Al, but there was one thing he never taught me. He said there was a way to bestow the Deitree with even more power, but he never got around to telling me what it was. I'll have to go over all my notes from my time under his tutelage. If I find anything out, I'll tell you right away. Thanks again for drawing up the blueprint, my girl. It's got us all enthusiastic about building again. In fact, we're also fired up about making a new Deitree that we want to help build it ourselves. I suspect that the urge to create that wells up within us each time you ring that great bell was all in aid of this. We're fated to help you build. The only problem is we're not really quite sure what to do. We've never actually built anything before, not properly anyway. This is why you must show us how it's done. Gather a few blocks of bark and begin building the blueprint, and we shall follow your lead. We'll need more than a few blocks to build this old tree. Tell you what, while you're teaching these two how to build, we'll go out and collect all the materials we need. Come on, everyone, let's get collecting. It seems our fellow villagers are as eager to begin building as I. They will do their part of that, I have no doubt. But so too must we. Go, Aura, and gather enough bark to finish the lowest layer of the blueprint. Rosie and I shall watch how you do it, and teach the others. It looks like you'll need about 40 blocks of bark. You should be able to find all you need in the rainforest where the Bodkin archers live. No doubt you'll have to cut down a tree or two to claim their bark, but it is for the greater good if it's for the Deitree. Gather the 40 blocks of bark you need and begin building the blueprint. We'll all join in as soon as you've figured out how it's done. Or I could just do this, which is save the game. No, actually, hang on. Let me just let them run away. And then we'll do it. Save. This is one of my favorite chicks in this game. Cheating again, Cabot. So, when you look in my inventory, you see I have 47 blocks of heartwood and like 2 leaves, right? So when I go, I'm gonna just temporarily leave the game and start it up again. I am all about doing the exploits in single-player games. In multiplayer games, cheating is bad. In single-player games where, like, it doesn't really affect anything, then I'm all for it. Alright, see, look. I have grass now. And I have 999 bark and 296 leaves. Because when you save the game and quit at this point in the game just automatically gives you everything that Perry's gonna find. Nobody knows. It's someone just happened to do it by accident, and ever since, like, it's just that's what I do at this point in the game. It's just, it makes it so much better at this point in the game, because, like, that's a lot of bark that you now don't even have to go searching for. incredible, absolutely incredible, Aura. Watching you place those pieces of bark in the perfect position was an educational experience indeed. Why, it was positively epiphanic. I've seen you building things before, Aura, but this is the first time I've thought I might be able to handle it myself. Why, with Aura's highly detailed blueprint to work from, I'm sure we'll be able to make an excellent fist of it. Aura, Aura! Perry, what's all this shouting in aid of? We gathered all the materials we need to rebuild the Deitree. We really put our blood, sweat, and tears into this, Aura. We'll put it all in this your chest. Miss Aura, ma'am, I gathered all the extra blocks of bark and leaves we'll need to finish the blueprint. And I tried my hand at building. I made some wooden steps. All in all, we've prepared every single thing we need to build the Deitree. And it's all in the chest. I'm glad we finally tried our hand at gathering materials. Now we know how hard Aura's at it all this time. They all drown. The end. Wahaha, fine work, everyone. Now that we have both the skills and the means, the blueprint building can begin in earnest. And then now look, see? All the materials they put in my bag are in here now too. It's the best trick in the game. Wahaha, well done, my girl. After watching your masterful construction work, I think we feel ready to help build our new Deitree. All we need is a blueprint and materials, and we'll be able to lend a hand with any new structure that needs building. Of course, we cannot work without the necessary materials, so if you require our assistance, be sure to lay some supplies in stock. Fortunately, it seems Perry and the others have gathered everything we need for the time being. We shall do the bulk of the building work, but it falls to you to place the crucial heartwood, my girl. Once you have done that, our first blueprint will be complete. I think I speak for everyone when I say we're all very excited about building a new Deitree. But if we could get the beastly, ghastly children of Hargon back for being so horrid to us, that would be all the better. We're all counting on you, Aura, and you too, Malroth. Wahaha! It seems all the preparations are in order. Everyone, I have an announcement to make. While you were gathering materials, I was carefully studying Aura while she worked. I have gained a deep insight into the secrets of blueprint building, and I shall share my wisdom with you all. Follow my example, and we will soon see the Deitree standing tall. For Furrowfield! Oh, and Wrigley has a quest. I wonder what Pastor Al was going on about when he said there was a way to give the Deitree more power. I do remember him mentioning that when the ancient builder first built the Deitree, it was decorated with beautiful flowers in 3 different colors. When we planted all those crops before, it gave the old tree power. Maybe planting flowers could do the same thing for the new one. Ooh, 3 different colors of flowers, you say? I wonder if that's related to them Chromatic Cays. Aside from the island you found the Old Deitree on, there's 3 other little islands off the coast, so there are. The Chromatic Cays, they used to call them. Perhaps they were named after the colors of the flowers. If nothing else, it's worth investigating. One of the islands is just to the east of my old burrow where you first met me. You should be able to fly over from the cliff overlooking the sea there. You'll probably want to warp to Fat Rat Rise first. It might even be worth your while asking some of the fat rats there for help. Please, Aura, you have to try. Head to the first of the Chromatic Cays and see if there's anything there that we can use to power up the Deitree. Alright, Cabot, it's up to you. Tell me when you want to go to bed, because at this point it's just going to be... story. An hour ago. Oh dear. Well, we can stop now if you really want to go to bed. And it looks like I will be finished to help you once you're done work next week. Maybe not right away, but we'll see if I can sneak any more mini streams in. You're leaving in 10 minutes. Well, I'm not gonna accomplish much in 10 minutes, so I will just end the stream now. And then you can get yourself to bed without worry. And then we'll see if, like, I don't know if I can get in any streams before next Tuesday, but next Tuesday should be doable to finish Furrow Fields, I would imagine. Because we're almost done. No, I know you have to go to bed, don't worry. I will, probably just let them build if they don't finish now. Like, I'll probably just let them build off stream. And then, there's more boobs on the... Oh wait, my thing's over here. Is it a new? Where is it? Someone's making Koroks. Find all the Koroks. I don't see them. Oh, yeah, wow. Yeah, okay. My goodness, people need to stop doing stuff like that in a children's game. Or a family game, I guess. Anyways, I need to save so that I can turn this off and end the stream. So yeah, next Tuesday, if I don't find time to do an impromptu stream again, and I will definitely be finishing Furrow Fields at that time. So thanks to everyone for coming out, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.